That's a big like debate between really moving and staying stationary when you're growing up, because I have a lot of experience with different cultures and stuff, and I have a lot of experience like living in a lot of different places, but I lost some of that stability, which my parents thought it was worth it. I thought it was worth it. I like the fact that I've been to a lot of places, but at the same time, you know, I don't have that as close of a connection to people as people that like have been there the whole time. I've moved about 10, 11, if you can count different houses in the same city. I was born in Portland, then I moved 2 or 3 different times within Portland City. Then I moved to Zambia, or Kitwe, Zambia, which is in Africa. Lived there for a couple years, then moved back to Oregon, Portland, Oregon. And then I moved from Portland to Arizona, lived there for some time. And then moved from Arizona to Monterey, California. And then from Monterey, California, I moved to Fairbanks, Alaska. And then from Fairbanks, Alaska, I moved to UP. Then from UP, I moved to a different house in UP. And then moved to here in Eberg. That's a big thing, like being stationary and having the same group of friends one life, or for one person, versus me. I've had completely different, experience in that. Like it was really rough in my childhood when I was growing up, because I wasn't able to like really attach that much to a lot of people sometimes, because I knew I was just going to be moving in a couple of years. And every time that I did, like when I was young and I did like move to like Zambia, for example, was my biggest move. It was the first time I was like out of where I was at. And when I moved out of there, I like lost all of my friends. I was like 5 years old, so I was crying and stuff. It was horrible. And then I got there and I was super upset because I was in a completely different place and I didn't know anyone that was there. And then once I got used to everybody that was there, and I made a lot of really good friends, and then after that I moved. And then so once I moved, then I was super upset when I moved, and then it was really hard for me to like really get substantial friends from that point on, because it was hard for me to like really dedicate that, because I knew I was just going to be moving in a few more years. So my favorite place that I've lived in it's probably University Place. I love UP, but close second is probably going to be Monterey, California. My plans on living in the future will probably be Western Washington, maybe Oregon. I really like Oregon, but definitely in the Northwest. A vacation that I would probably go to, one of my top ones would probably be Madagascar, just because my dad lived there for so long and he tells me so many interesting stories and so many like crazy stories and how completely different it is. And just from what I know of like the world, Madagascar is an absolutely secluded place. It is very, very different than almost everywhere else. It has so many more types of creatures and like all these things, and it's so very like diverse and beautiful. If you've ever seen pictures of like the Seychelles and like the beaches and like the black sand beaches, it's just a beautiful place. And I think that would be probably one of my top places to go to, if not New Zealand, because like as well as very like amazingly beautiful. Another place would probably be Thailand, just because it's so different.